Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect, episode 139. Today's date is April 10th, 2022, and I am Duds, or Duds Versus, known to the rest of the interwebs.
And I'm Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. So what have you been up to this week, Duds?
Not a lot, unless you count real life stuff.
That counts.
Basically, this week at work kicked my butt. And I know I've said that before, but this was the most butt-kicking week I've had. I'm just coming home, wore out. I'll call home, I'll take a shower, and half the time I don't even eat dinner because I'm just too tired to make it. I'll sit at my desk, I'll get on Minecraft looking to play, and about 45 minutes in, I'm asleep at my desk.
While playing?
While playing. Just been wore out. So there's a good 3 to 4 days this week where I've been on, and I've just been asleep at my desk. So if anyone was trying to get a hold of me and I was AFK, it's because I fell asleep. So not a lot of work got done in my video. I think I'm about halfway through, but I've just been so exhausted and stuff that I couldn't get it done. And then this weekend, I'm adulting, cleaning up around the house and stuff. I got a quote-unquote new to me patio set.
Oh, okay.
Which means I can finally sit in my backyard. But I basically spent half the day yesterday cleaning and power washing it.
Yeah.
So the other thing is so in the afternoons here, it's getting close to 80 degrees. It's like 79, 80 degrees.
Oh, lucky.
But when you wake up in the morning, it's like 35.
Mm-hmm.
So you're waking up frozen. And it takes an hour to warm up. It's I just hate this time of year. I hate spring. Spring sucks.
I don't mind spring, but it does activate the spring cleaning.
Yeah.
So yeah, the patio stuff and the getting things organized.
Mm-hmm.
That's something.
My car is yellow.
Is it really yellow or is it white?
Uh-huh. It's disgusting looking. And it's you might as well not even wash it because it's just going to be yellow in an hour later.
Oh, the pollen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's a weird thing you got going on there with the pollen.
Pollen's crazy. We talked about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not so bad here.
Yeah.
I didn't believe you when you said that yellow cloud. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's a yellow cloud.
Yep. But yeah, in Minecraft, when I have been awake, I've been working on a new storage area, or at least that's the concept I'm going with now. I'm kind of just wanting to get the facade in the front done because it's inside of a mountain. So I just want to get the front looking kind of how I want it to be. The problem is I'm also having a creative block, and I can't tell if it's because I'm so tired or because I'm not fully thinking out what I want. So I sat there for a while in creative mode trying to come up with something before I said, forget this. I always work better in survival anyways. And I just went to start placing blocks. And it's working. I'm building something that looks good and it feels functional. It just takes a lot longer to do it that way.
Yeah.
So anyone who's where's the next Duds video? He quit after making a cinematic video. Blah, blah, it's coming. It's hard right now. Life is hard.
It happens.
Yeah.
I took a week off.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I was still able to get my episode out. But, my turn?
Oh, yeah, your turn.
Okay.
I was drinking my chocolate milk.
Yeah, I put my episode out today, actually. But this will come out Wednesday. So Sunday, it came out. I built a villager house for my villagers.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of just...
It looks really good.
Thank you. I put a lot of time into it in creative mode. I kind of went off this picture that I took. I was in this, when I went to Amish country, I was in this store and it had a bunch of psychedelic type of stuff in it. It was real wacky, wonky type of store. And I saw this little scenery with this, a little cottage house. And I was like, ooh, this would be cool to build in Minecraft. I didn't really plan on building it right away, but I needed a villager house. And I figured try to recreate that in Minecraft. It's not exactly how it looks in the picture, but it turned out really good. Really happy the way it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
I got my classic overgrown look.
Yeah, I really like when you do overgrown.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I try not to go too overgrown, but I think it went well. I used some mushroom blocks in there. First time I used those.
I know. I've been wanting to use brown mushroom blocks for absolutely the longest time, and I just haven't found the right place to use them.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw them in your build, I went, oh, that looks so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was real excited to use those. I needed a block to go with it, and the strip jungle wood looked like it went really well with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to use that as well.
I love jungle wood. It's such an underrated wood.
Yeah, I used it a good bit in my base this year. But I was able to get the villagers in there. Had trouble with one of them. He kept running away. He kept trying to get to his station, like, through the walls. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You should have saw me. Like, I have like a time-lapse part where I'm moving these villagers. In real life, I probably would have bleeped every other word because I was so mad at this villager. I didn't think I was going to get him in there. And finally, he walks in the door. I was like shocked he actually went into the door because he'd walk right past the door and go to this part of the wall and try to get to his station. I'm like, you've got to be typical villager.
And now see, I had trouble moving my villagers because they were looking at workstations through the wall also. They could not pathfind. And I thought I was crazy, but you went through the exact same thing.
Right. Yeah, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, they should be able to know that. And what's funny is,
stupid villagers.
I have a little balcony on this house.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the way it came out. And I like the fact that the villagers can actually go up there. There's 2 villagers on the top floor, and they can actually go out on the balcony. And it's like 7-8 blocks from the ground. I'm thinking, okay, they're not going to jump off. Why would they jump off? Nope, villagers jump right off the balcony. And they're trying to like climb up the vines and stuff. I'm like, wow, that ruined the whole like activity in the house. I wanted people to, when they come to my base, to see villagers out on the balcony. But no, they jumped off. I had to put a fence gate there to keep them inside. So,
well, I was also thinking like the carpet next to the door was genius. The only problem is zombies can still get inside.
Zombies can walk in there?
Baby zombies.
Yeah, baby zombies. Well, I plan on, make it so nothing can spawn in this place. But yeah, I was hoping zombies.
Well, I was going to say, underneath your carpet, I think you can do like dig 6 or 7 blocks down for that one block and then place the carpet up and then no mob can get through there.
I heard about that.
Because you already have carpet next to the door. You can do that real quick and that'll ensure 1, the villagers can't get out, and 2, zombies can't get in.
Yeah, the villagers, they keep trying to come out the door and they can't, so it's annoying. They're always open up the door.
Yep.
I like shut it in their face and they just open it up and they're just staring at me. I got a pretty funny clip with that, actually.
The other thing you can do is because you use spruce doors, you can use the spruce trapdoors because they look so close to regular spruce doors. And when you stack them on top of each other, the villagers can't open them.
Okay. Well, I won't be able to get in, will I?
Yeah. You're only 1.75 blocks tall.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Dun, dun, dun.
I was considering a fence gate at the door.
Yeah, I was going to say, or do what I do, and I just use fence gates all over the place now.
Yeah.
Like, that's all my doors.
We'll see how, if the zombies get to them, they're going to, they'll still be there, but I'd rather not if I can help it.
They will eat their face.
Yeah. But besides that, I went ahead and pacified all my pillagers.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when I go past my pillagers, they shoot at me a little bit, and then I'd run around them. I'd just circle them for a little bit. And I did this many, many times, and I've noticed their crossbows aren't breaking. And I don't know if it's
right
the fact that I'm leaving them. I'm, even when I log out and log back in, are these crossbows resetting? Is there damage staying there? I don't know how that works. So it took a little while. I put a track around them. I just cruised around them until their crossbows broke. And I also noticed their crossbows are still in their hand. You have to either leave the chunk or log out for them to actually lose their crossbow. So that was a thing.
Okay, so they will drop the crossbows eventually.
Yeah, they'll run out or it'll break, but they'll still have it in their hand, which I thought was weird.
See, that was a change back where we were Ripple Effect Season 2, because I had pacified a couple of them, and it broke, but then you had the problem where all of them were doing, like, basically a Nazi salute, is what it looked like, which wasn't cool. So Mojang was like, hang on, we gotta fix this. So they fixed the arms so they would actually drop both arms, and I wonder if that's now become a glitch where you basically have to leave the chunk for them to now drop the crossbow and drop their arms.
Maybe.
Because they don't want that to happen again.
Yeah. I noticed they're in the boats right now. Kind of got them out of the way. But I get close to them and they do put their arms up like zombies.
Weird.
Yeah.
Because they can't attack you without crossbows.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know if that's because they're in boats. Maybe.
It would be funny if after you pacify them, every time you walk by them, they raise their arm and try to hug you.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
They go from this like angry mob to now they just want cuddles all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started naming them after like mobsters.
Mm-hmm.
Because they remind me of mobsters. Thought that's pretty funny. I plan on moving some to a different spot. Not at my base, but a different spot. That's kind of a spoiler for a different episode.
I would say better not be my base.
No, it's not like a prank or anything, but I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. I think it'll be worth it moving these guys. It might be a pain, but it'll be worth it.
Okay.
But yeah, besides building this villager house, moving villagers, pacifying pillagers, all that good stuff. I'm in creative mode a lot. I got a big build.
Yeah.
I'm building this palace in heaven, and I just chip away at it. It's not easy, man. I don't know. I'm so impressed by some of these big palace builders. I don't know. Just
yeah. No, I know what you're trying to say.
It's amazing how they put in the detail at the size of some of these builds that they're making. I'll usually go on Twitter and look up some things, and I'm getting a lot of results for like different designs. I'm trying to put things together, but change some blocks out. I don't want to copy anyone. If I do end up copying something, I want to, at least mention the creator. So it's hard. It's so hard. I could have never done this without Twitter and being inspired in that sense. But yeah, besides that, that's pretty much all I got for this week.
All right. Well, do we want to jump into the news? Because we have a good bit of news.
Yeah.
We got a new snapshot. It was new snapshot means new things most of the time. Let's go. We have clay renewability, mangrove trees finally, the mangrove swamp biome, and the echo shard and recovery compass.
Yeah.
Let's talk about clay renewability because that's basically the least.
Yeah, those aren't brand new.
Yeah. So you can make clay by placing mud on top of a dripstone block with a pointed dripstone underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll suck the water out of the mud and turn it into clay.
Yeah, pretty much drains it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't see if you can gather that water that's dripping out. I mean, I imagine you could.
Yeah, I'd imagine you could.
I just haven't seen it. Always wondered.
It's cool. It's going to take a while. I want to say, who was it that came up with 6.5 minutes per block on average?
Il Mango.
So you might get one a little bit faster, might get one a little bit longer.
Yeah, it does take some time. I mean, if you need a lot, probably be best to just go and get it.
Yeah, go find a lush cave and mine the crap out of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you have like a spot where you don't have nothing to put, you can always put a clay converting area there.
Exactly.
That's probably something I'd do.
Yeah, if I'm never in a lush cave area. Like I'm in a lush cave area now, and I have more clay than I know what to do with, so it's not a problem. But if I was to build somewhere else, say I was in a snowy biome or something where I couldn't have access to it, I would probably build one of these farms just to have passively running in the side.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could just place all the mud, forget about it, come back, and now you have clay.
Yep, just grab it when you come past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably how I'd use it. But if you think about clay, usually you use it to get bricks, right? I mean,
exactly.
Sometimes you use clay in builds, the blocks. Not a lot of time you're going to convert it into terracotta because it's a lot easier to go mine that as well.
Yeah, just go mine it.
Right. It's extra steps. Why not just go mine it? But you can get bricks from villagers, from trading with villagers. So, it's nice to have it renewable, but
it's always great to have options.
Right. Exactly.
Let's see. Mangrove trees. Let's go on to mangrove trees and the swamp biome changes. Mangrove trees have been added. We can officially grow them now, and it won't turn into an oak tree.
Mm-hmm.
They look cool. The root block is growing on me a bit.
I was just going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to grow on me as well. No pun intended.
See what we did there? But yeah, I like the color, the reddish tint. I think it's great. I think that's what crimson wood should have been from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure the fascination with pinks and purples that it feels like Mojang has sometimes, but this red and this tree wood type, so good. I'm going to be using the crap out of it.
Yeah, I definitely prefer that red over the crimson red.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. It seems like the growing mechanics are a little different. I mean, you can grow it in water, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how deep, though. I didn't really notice how deep in the water.
I don't think you can be too deep.
Yeah, it looks like maybe 3, 4, possibly 5 blocks deep, because the roots kind of extend the height of this tree.
Yes, that was the other thing. Tree farming this tree, no bueno.
Yes, it looks like it would be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
I know you have to have, the roots, 4 roots grow out on each side of it.
Uh-huh.
So you'll need so much space to grow it as well.
Yes.
I think it grows on mud, dirt, and grass, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
And the roots cannot grow through stone.
No.
Or cobblestone, deep slate, any of that stuff.
Right. So it can't be too close to those. If it's close to mud, though, it'll create the mud root, or rooted mud.
I think it's rooted mud.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Though you can just combine it with mud and root.
Yes, you can do it at the crafting table.
Right.
And the roots always grow in a cross pattern. Never diagonally. Always north, south, east, west.
Mm-hmm. It seems like they do grow a little. They definitely grow different, but I don't know. It's pretty random. It's definitely random, which I kind of like that.
Yeah, and looking at the biome itself, it creates this really cool maze effect without being a real maze.
Yeah.
I could see me wanting to live in a mangrove swamp for a base.
Yeah, and I'm excited. The feel of it feels like a swamp. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm real excited to when they put in the firefly ambience.
Yes.
What it's going to feel like then. I think it's going to be really cool.
They haven't really talked about fireflies since they announced them, though, have they?
No, they haven't given us anything. I think there was a experimental thing, or it might be in Bedrock. Not too sure.
Because we were supposed to be able to feed the fireflies to the frogs to breed them, and now that's changed.
Yeah. Yeah, at least the frogs would try to eat them and interact with them.
I hope fireflies stay in the game. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I've always wanted. So if they end up taking them out, that'll be kind of disappointing.
Yeah. I can just imagine myself being in the swamp and having the fireflies and maybe even some shaders on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would look really, really cool with the fireflies.
Yeah. Are the rooted blocks spawnable?
I don't think so.
It would make sense for them not to be, but I don't know. See, now I've got this Mangrove Swamp base in my head that I really want to do now.
Yeah, I remember they were the root block they were testing. I think it was Il Mango was saying that it's one of the most unique blocks because you can waterlog it, it's non-spawnable, and you can pass redstone through it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a while ago though. Things might have changed.
Right.
I do know that the swamp biomes, mangrove swamp biomes, they're not housing any witch huts, it seems like.
Yes.
Not getting any of those there.
Which I guess would be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. There'd be a lot of clearing you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Mangrove Swamp looks beautiful. I love it. The mangrove tree looks good. Like I said, the rooted blocks growing on me. The leaf block for it, I really like.
Yeah, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Glad they did that.
I'm so glad it's just not another version of oak leaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, too many of them look similar to oak.
The one thing, though, that I've been a little questioning is, so bees can spawn with these trees?
Yeah.
Which I guess happens in real life, but bees in Minecraft don't like water, and now they're spawning in a biome that's full of water, and they end up just having the bees fly above the trees because they don't want to get near the water.
Right.
To me, it just feels a little out of place for the game.
Yeah. I mean, it does bring a little bit of ambience to it. Just this buzzing
But you got frogs.
buzzing sounds and frog sounds.
Yeah.
Guess you would hear something like that at a swamp.
I don't know. Just a thought. I haven't got to see it up close and personal
Mm-hmm.
yet.
You know how I feel about the bees, regardless.
Jim was like, yeah, they can spawn in a biome that kills them. Let's go.
As long as the bees give us honey, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with the honey block, actually, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, honey block has quickly become a very nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on to the recovery compass, basically the big thing.
Right, the brand new thing.
From the snapshot. And did I not say we'd get a new item that was unique?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel this was on the level of shulker boxes.
No.
I know some people love it. For the casual player of Minecraft, this is huge.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome. For people like me and you and a lot of the other content creators, we have villagers that can replace all of our gear so quickly that it's quicker just to trade with villagers than it would be to grab the recovery compass and go find my stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be worth taking to the end, or at least,
Yes.
When you go get your stuff. The end is where I find myself searching for my things more often than not, or in caves. Caves also do that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be useful. I do feel like you're not getting as many shards as you would like to make these things.
I was going to say, it feels a bit expensive.
Yes, very expensive.
Because, what was it? I think Azuma did a good breakdown. He got 6 shards in 20 chests at an ancient city. That's not enough to make one recovery compass.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
And I think he did another ancient city, and it was like 18 chests. He got 7 shards.
Right. There's 1.5 compass.
Yeah, you'd have to make 2 ancient city trips. Already the ancient city is supposed to be rather rare in your world. Now you need 2 of them just to get a recovery compass. Not to mention if you're on an SMP,
only one person gets it.
only one person gets the recovery compass. You gotta pass it around.
Yeah, it's quickly becoming the most rare item in the game.
Yeah, well, it's really just these echo shards.
Yeah.
Which feel like they were created just for the recovery compass, which to me doesn't make much sense unless they're doing something else with the echo shards that they're just not telling us about right now. Because you're making an item to make an item. Why not just have the recovery compass in the chest as loot?
Right.
In the ancient city.
Yes, maybe 1 or 2 at least. I mean,
right.
If you're on a server with 20 people, 1 or 2 won't even be enough. But you're not even giving us 1.
Right.
What we're seeing now.
I could see maybe finding a way to farm echo shards.
Or craft them.
Or craft them. Maybe you can take Skulk with an amethyst shard.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
And craft them. Because then it's not an issue. Then this whole thing just goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a big deal.
But then it would make the loot a little less valuable in the ancient cities.
Yeah. But as of right now, and Swift Sneak is still the most valuable loot in ancient cities to me. And I've said it before, it's not enough to make me go down there.
Yeah.
I'll go down there and I'll explore it one time, and then I'll essentially be done with ancient cities. Because there's not really worth anything down there.
Yeah, I'm hoping that possibly the Warden will drop these echo shards. It wouldn't even have to be a lot, 1 or 2 at a time.
You just want a Warden farm.
I'm pretty sure Warden farms will be a thing if that's the case.
I think you're 100% correct.
Yeah, I think they can't just give us 6 in an ancient city. That's just not, I don't know, it's not logical. You're not getting a compass out of that.
Did we even mention what this does? I think we jumped into talking about it.
What does it do?
So a recovery compass will allow you to find the exact point where you died, as long as you're in the correct dimension you died at.
Right.
If you died in the end, the recovery compass does not work in the overworld.
Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
Okay, so there we go. Back onto it. You are correct. 6 shards is not enough. 7 shards is not enough. 14 shards? Maybe.
I don't even think that's enough, but...
That's what I'm saying. It's good for single player, but for a multiplayer world, it's horrible.
Yeah, and as of right now, Ward don't drop anything. I'm not getting anything from it. We know they can respawn, with just a call of the Shrieker.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully these things will drop something. It does take a while for these things to die. I feel like, it's the challenge is going through the ancient city and exploring it the first time, getting through the Warden and everything, but afterwards, being able to use it to your advantage, being able to farm this Warden, I think that's the goal in my mind.
Yes.
Who knows, this shard thing might be what you need to open this dimension. We still don't know. We don't know if it's a dimension, but...
I'm going under the assumption that it's not a portal, just because Mojang is saying it's not a portal. I fully believe it is, but from now on, I'm going on the assumption there's nothing there, because that's the information I have guaranteed.
Just a big hole in the wall.
I'm treating the ancient city as if there is no chance of a dimension ever being there. And in its state right now, not worth it. I would much rather go explore a mangrove swamp.
Yeah.
And that's weird to say that the loot in a mangrove swamp, just mangrove trees, to me, is better.
Right. I mean, like I said, you got that challenge of, the warden, looting this place with a warden around and, making too much noise. That'd be fun. But afterwards, there's nothing there. No reason to go back.
Right. I could see, get rid of echo shards and have the warden drop his antenna or her antenna. I don't know if the warden's a boy or a girl, but have them drop the antenna, and then the antenna acts like the echo shards. So maybe a warden drops 2 antenna every time they die. Now you have a reason to farm the warden. You could only get the Shrieker block in an ancient city, right? Even if the deep dark spawns somewhere in your world, they don't spawn with Shrieker blocks in them. So now you have a reason to go explore the ancient city to get the Shrieker blocks so you can build your warden farm, so you can then farm the warden antlers or antenna or whatever they are.
Mm-hmm. And besides the portal, if it's a portal, there'd be a reason to go back to the ancient city because you have a warden farm there. It's the only place you can build it.
Well, no, because you can pick up Shrieker blocks.
Well, you can't spawn it outside the deep dark.
I think you can still spawn it. You just can't spawn Shrieker blocks.
I don't know. I didn't think it was like that. I think they only spawn in the deep dark. At least that's what I thought. I could be wrong.
I don't know either.
Someone's yelling at us. Someone's yelling at us listening to this. One of us are wrong, and I want to know.
Yeah. Either way, Recovery Compass is cool. Casual players are going to absolutely love that. For players like me or you who's been around the block, who do a lot with villagers and stuff, it'll be easier to make a villager trading hall than it is to get a Recovery Compass.
Yeah. Having said that, I want one. I still want one.
Oh yeah, I want one. But if I have to fight 4 other people on the server to get one, it's not worth it. Let's move into listener comments. We have one of these that I am having fun with. So this one's from AlphaspiritYT, and they say, in episode 137, you said that the inventory issue could be fixed / better if there was a Hotbar Swap. There is a way to do this in any server with a client-side mod called Tweakeroo. You can bind Hotbar Swap keys. For example, if I press 1 + Shift, it would swap to the first hotbar in my inventory, and so on. I use this all the time. I did not realize this.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
I went to download Tweakeroo and realized you need other things with Tweakeroo, so I said, nah. And it turns out there is a fabric mod just called Hotbar Swap, and does exactly what I want it to do. Just swap the hotbars, and I have installed it on my game and was using it yesterday. It is a bit to get used to. It definitely changes the game. For the better or not, I don't know yet, but I'm going to put it in practice for the next month or so. I'm going to force myself to rearrange my inventory into hotbars instead of a static inventory to see if it makes the gameplay better for me while building.
Nice. Now, he said that Tweakeroo is a client-side thing, so you can use it on any server.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on Ripple who use Tweakeroo already. I thought about it because you get a free cam. You can basically get a camera account without having a camera account.
Oh.
That's real nice or whatever, especially when you want to do thumbnails, because I just go into, spectator mode, take thumbnail pictures, but seeing all the stuff that was attached to it, it's like, I only wanted the Hotbar Swap. I don't need all this other stuff. So I went and I found another mod, and I'm using it, and so far it works just fine. I just have to get used to it.
What'd you say it was called again?
Hotbar Swap.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, I wanna look it up real quick so I can give credit to the creator.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. It's funny how you brought this up. I think when bundles were being created, when we first saw the bundles, you mentioned Hotbar Swap. Kind of curious if it was out before then, if this is something people already considered.
I'm sorry, it's called HotbarCycle. Is the one I'm using. There is another one called Swap, but I don't think it had been updated in a while.
Okay.
This one is, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your name and I feel bad. Nyuppo, Nyuppo. They are the owner that created this mod. And literally because we're using fabric for ripple effect, I literally just took the folder that Winter gives us with all of our ripple effect stuff and tossed this in there. And I mean, it worked just like that.
Nice.
Didn't have to do another thing. Just downloaded it, tossed it in the folder. We were good to go.
Yeah, when in doubt, just spell the creator's name.
Yes.
That's what I do.
So far, works exactly how it's supposed to. I'm going to get used to it. I'll have an update on it next week. But yeah, I'm curious to see if I'm correct in that this does make inventory management a lot better.
I may consider it. When building that cottage I was building, I ran into a lot of inventory issues, especially when detailing the inside and the outside.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Right.
I actually stored like all my detailing stuff in that house just so I don't have to run for things.
Yeah.
Like I have detail storage in that house now.
Nice. But thank you for that question, AlphaspiritYT. That comment was from our Discord, and it's the only place where you can talk to everyone who works on the show easily. Just take paragraph 8's word for it.
Hey there, I'm Para, and if you're enjoying the show and wish to get involved in the conversation, head over to the Withering Effect Discord. It's the best place to give your opinions on the topics discussed on the show, and who knows, you could even be mentioned on a future episode. Follow the link in the show notes and join today.
Thank you for the Discord ad, paragraph 8. Speaking of the Discord, it's the only place you can get involved in the Mending Minecraft vote. This week we asked you to choose between one of 3 biomes for us to discuss and improve, and your choices were Old Growth Pine Taiga, Crimson Forest, Windswept Gravity Hills.
And the winner of Mending Minecraft this week is... Windswept Gravelly Hills. I didn't even know that was a biome. Or Old Growth Pine Taiga.
I think I live in an old growth pine.
Is that what it's called? I never heard it called that. I always thought it was mega.
They changed the names like an update or 2 ago.
Yeah, I remember they changed Shattered into Windswept.
Right.
But I didn't know the Old Growth Taiga thing. And they threw pine in there.
Mm-hmm. With no pine trees. What the heck?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of pine trees, but we don't call it that. Anyways, the Windswept Gravelly Hills had 27 votes. Second place was Old Growth Pine Taiga with 14, and Crimson Forest had 3. Probably the lowest amount of votes I've ever seen in Mending Minecraft. But a few things on the Windswept Gravelly Hills. The Windswept Gravelly Hills variant replaces the top few layers of stone and grass with gravel across its landscape. The hill variant is relatively barren, the occasional oak and spruce tree available, but it's also one of the few places that has llama spawns. These are the only biomes besides mountain biomes where emerald ore can be found, and underground below sea level infested blocks with silverfish can be generated, even below the deep slate layer. That's about it. It's kind of a variation of a windswept hill.
Fixing this biome, or mending this, I shouldn't say fixing, mending this biome is fun and not fun at the same time. Because what comes to mind when I hear windswept anything is I picture those trees where the winds blowed so hard they're leaned to one side, and basically all the lower, weaker branches have been ripped off. So like you have this skinny tree that's bent over and then leaves on top.
Right.
You can kind of see it in the azalea tree, how the azalea tree looks like it kind of leans over to one side.
Right.
I'd like to have the trees in this biome take on that shape. Take on the leaning over shape with all the bottom leaves removed except for some of the top.
Yeah, it'd be cool if any tree you grew in this biome would grow diagonal.
Right.
That would be cool.
Like, I wanted to add wind to Minecraft, and that's really hard. You can't just add wind. I know there are shader packs that allow things to move as if wind is blowing them.
Mm-hmm.
But to do wind in Minecraft without adding anything external, my one thought is to do this. Add the bent over trees, and that'll make it seem like the wind is blowing in a certain direction.
Yeah. And if you think of the windswept, the word windswept has wind in it, but it was changed from the shattered biome, which shows you that this biome is like decimated from wind.
Right.
So it would probably make sense to have some trees decimated as well.
Exactly. Maybe even have fallen trees. That's something we don't have in Java. I want to say Bedrock has that already, so adding it to Java would be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some dead bushes would be another thing. All the leaves got ripped off the bush, but the bush itself stayed put. Or even have a new bush, kind of like the azalea bush, or whatever it's called, but half of it's dead.
Mm.
That brings a whole new plant to the game.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. Like, lean into the fact that the wind has just absolutely torn apart this area.
Yeah, because looking at it, it's a mess.
Right? And finally, like, add some wind howl sounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about. You're outside and it's a really windy day. You hear the sound all the time.
Yeah, a little bit of ambience.
Right? I think that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you see a lot of these windswept biomes, the way they're created, the way they're generated, you would definitely hear noises from wind coming in and out of this kind of generation.
I don't know if it would be good in this biome or not, but it's something I want in Minecraft, and that's like a really misty, foggy biome.
Yeah, like near oceans or rivers.
I don't know, like just the entire biome. Maybe it would work better as a rainforest biome.
Okay.
But it's something I've always wanted.
Yeah, I live along the river, and in the mornings, the whole valley is foggy. I think I mentioned that before. It'd be nice to, when the sun's coming up, maybe have some fog above the river, just river biomes.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be ocean, but that'd be cool. It's a little off topic for windswept gravelly hills, but...
Yeah, Owen, you don't want to add a lot to this area. They already have a unique mob in llamas.
Yeah.
They have unique terrain in the fact that there's so much gravel and stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing was like bushes and trees and shrubbery, all this kinds of stuff. Now, how can you do it in this biome that makes it different from all the other biomes? And it's like, have half of it dead, have them leaning over, stuff like that.
Yeah, when I was reading the notes, it is a relatively barren biome. There's not much there. It's mostly gravel. Nice for mining. Nice mining area.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer a regular gravelly hills or gravelly mountain because the terrain isn't, as wonky.
Yeah. And my big thing was trying to make it where maybe someone would want to live there and not so much just go and tear up the terrain and leave.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, as of right now, it's more of a mining biome. It's not even fun to cave in there just because if you break the wrong block, you could get suffocated. You get a lot of gravel above you.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's all I got for it.
Like I said, I didn't want to add a ton to it. I didn't want to change it up massive amount.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see if there's anything in the Discord about it. Got a lot of votes for it, but some people were mentioning structures, maybe campgrounds in the Gravelly Hills.
Campground would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a structure we don't have right now. So creating tents and stuff would be nice.
Yeah. Might get blown away.
Maybe lanterns that are blown out.
Yeah, in the campgrounds.
Yeah.
Or campfires that are blown out.
So you could get a lantern decoration without actually producing light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that suggestion was from Zack Attack.
Oh, he's got an idea for that?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a generated structure we don't have. And I feel like there's a lot of blocks in the game that could give us a campground.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you were talking about the lantern idea.
Oh, no. No, the campground.
Yeah, no, campground's awesome.
Yeah, that's all I see.
That's all I'm saying. And where we're at in the show, we need to wrap it up because Carl's still got our time limit on, as he is still swamped, and we don't want to overwork him.
Right.
Next week is going to be a fun show, though. Just giving a little teaser warning. Matter of fact, the next 2 weeks, I think, are going to be fun ones. So be prepped. Actually, by the time this episode goes out, I think everyone will know what I'm talking about. But I'll save spoilers for post-show.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to do it for today's show. Before I have Jimbo read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to our patrons who are supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are Omni, Croc, Fragile Rock, KC Plays Games, Obeat, Viper's Tuna, and Wire Guy. If you too would like to get access to exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/thewithering effect.
If you like the show, you can share it with all of your friends on social media. And if you listen on Spotify, rate and follow us so you never miss a future episode. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com. Tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord, where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links are in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be, and the amazing music you hear in the intro and outro is created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome as always. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.